Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas and welcome to the sixth video in a series of game development tutorials on how to make your own first-person shooter game in Unity. In this tutorial we'll be adding some UI crosshairs. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial I upload. Feel free to leave a comment and drop a like. I also have a Patreon page where you can help be a part of this channel, and you'll also find all the scripts and the assets to this series there too, along with plenty of other things. You can also now join as a free member. And now, on with the tutorial. So, as you would expect when it comes to most games these days, they have something called UI on the screen. UI can be pretty much anything that you visually see overlaid on top of your game. So, it can be things like crosshairs, it could be health bars, it could be ammo counts, all things like that. So, we're going to delve into that aspect of gaming in the next couple of tutorials. And this one, we're going to start by adding the fundamental asset which creates all that UI, and it's known as a canvas. Now, if we go to Game Object, go to UI, and then go to Raw Image, it will add several objects into our game, and you should be able to see this big thing appear in the middle of our game too. It's added a canvas, it's added a raw image, and it's added an event system. Let's rename this raw image to something really simple, which is going to be our crosshairs. So we'll just say cross dot. So before we go any further, we need to now set up our canvas so as any UI elements are going to work just fine for us. So let's click on canvas and let's explore some of the options. So we naturally have a transform component, and we have the canvas component, the canvas scaler, and a graphic raycaster. The one we're most interested in right now is this canvas scaler. If we change it from constant pixel size to scale with screen size, it means that the actual canvas itself will scale its size, well, to any screen size, as it says. So if you're playing in HD, that's fine. It will scale to that screen size. If you're playing in 720, it will scale itself down, just so as everything doesn't look ridiculously big and out of place. To put that in context, what I'm going to do is double click on cross dot to zoom it out, and then zoom out our screen. And you should be able to see a lot of white lines. And what this means is that this is our canvas. This is how we're going to see our canvas. And if we go to game, we can't see anything. That's because this cross dot is not inside the correct position in the canvas. So there's our canvas right there. What we need to do is we need to adjust the position, size, and everything so as everything fits into the canvas. So remember, we're doing this on scale with screen size, but it's currently set as 800 by 600. And if we change this to 1920, you'll see that this moves around because we're changing the size of our screen. And you can now see it appear here. That's because we're setting the true screen scale size. So it will always scale relative to these. And obviously, because that's 1920, this needs to be 1080. We also need to match the width and the height in the middle. So it can't match the width alone. It can't match the width alone. It needs to be dead center. So we can type 0.5. And we should see that this dot is now set. Well, it could be set anywhere, but either way, it should show in your canvas. How do we get it to appear in the middle of our screen like a crosshair would? Well, let's click it. And at the top, we can see this right here. This is an anchoring position. What an anchoring position is it sets a certain place of the canvas that an object is relative to. For example, if we set this as top left, and then if we pull out our game tab and move and resize it, if I can actually grab it, there we go, you'll see that this moves relative to the top left. So it will always be the same distance from the top left. However, because it is supposed to be center, we need to keep it as center. But then that also means that we need to reset the X and the Y position so it always stays center, no matter whatever size screen we have. So obviously it's a little bit too big, so let's shrink this down. Let's change this width to, let's try 10 by 10. And I think that looks okay. You could always rotate it if you wanted to as well. It's entirely up to you. You could rotate it by 45 degrees or whatever. And you'd see it can change its size. Now, if I zoom in there on here, you'll see the scale change there. And because of the rotation, it now changes how it visually looks. And I guess it doesn't really matter how you want it to look. You could set it like that so as it looks a bit more maybe circly or whatever. You don't have to change the rotation, but it's just something I'm going to do in this instance. So now, if we press play, that little crosshair, that dot, will stay perfectly center of our screen at all times, so we can see where we're looking and where we're aiming. Perfect. So what happens when we fire our weapon? Well, I'm going to add some extra bits to this crosshair so as we can maybe get some visual feedback from when we fire our weapon rather than just hear things and see it animate. So let's double click on cross dot to zoom in. So now this is dead center of our canvas. So let's go to game object. Let's go to UI, raw image. And I'm going to have this as, let's have this as left cross. And I'm going to shrink this down on the height. So let's have the height as, let's have it as 7. It might be too big actually. Let's have it as 4. And I'm going to center it before moving it over this way to probably about there. I'm now going to hold Control, press D, and that will duplicate the object. And let's have this as right cross. And now, rather than have it as negative 63.5, I'm going to keep it equal on the opposite side and just have 63.5. Now we can do the same again. Hold Control, press D, and it will duplicate. Let's put this one as dead center. Let's have the height as 100, but the width as 4. And now let's move this up to there. And let's change it to 63.5. Let's keep everything the same. And this one will be up, cross, and then hold Control, press D. And I'm sure you've already... What's going on there? Hold Control, press D. And I'm sure you've already guessed what's going on. Down, cross. And yep, we're going to change it to minus 63.5. Now, if we go to our game view, that is how it pretty much looks. And you don't have to do the exact same as me. You know, you don't have to do this, but you could animate your little dot in the middle. But I don't think I'm happy with the width. So I'm going to change it to 50 by 50 and 50 and 50. And now what we'll do is we'll make these only appear when we're firing our weapon. So on canvas, right click, and let's go to create empty, and we'll have extra cross. And now what we do is take left, right, up, and down, and drag them into extra cross. And you'll see this hierarchy really taking shape now of parent and child objects. So if we take the extra cross object now and untick, all 4 will disappear. So how do we make them appear when we're firing our weapon? Well, that's real easy. Let's go to our scripts, let's go to weapons, and let's go to our handgun fire script that we've been writing. In here, all we will need to do is add in another variable which will refer to that extra cross, turn it on and turn it off as necessary. So this is the beauty of creating a very simple script and then being able to add to that script to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. Rather than start off with a huge, gigantic script that you'll probably get lost in, it's much easier to start small and build up from there. So let's start by saying serialize field. And the type will be game object. And we'll call it extra cross. Obviously, cross is short for crosshairs. Now, what this means is that as soon as we play the animation of our gun firing, this line here, what we'll do is we will say extra cross dot set active, and in brackets, true, with a semicolon. And then after we have fired, so back onto new state, we turn the crosshairs off. So extra cross dot set active false with a semicolon and save our script. Now if we head back into Unity, give it a second just to compile, we now need to set that variable into the new one that we have created. So as soon as we can actually click on something in Unity, we'll go to Global Object. It's taken a brief moment here. Bear with me. So Global Object, where our script is. You'll notice there is the extra variable. So let's drag and drop extra cross onto there. Let's press play. And we should see this all come together with our extra crosshairs appearing as we fire. So naturally, we'll also see our middle dot, our little cursor in the middle appear there. So there we go. And again, it's up to you how you want to handle this. You can add animation to it. It's, again, your game. To add animation to it, you just use the same mechanics that we did when creating that firing weapon and just evolve it from there. So next tutorial, what we'll do is we'll stick with the UI still, and we'll have some ammo display on screen. So we'll have a number which will start counting down the more we fire. So we'll start with, let's say, 10 bullets, and as we fire, we'll be able to see that counting down. So remember to subscribe and click the notification bell to stay up to date with every tutorial still to come in this series, and I will see you next time.